So, I noticed that a lot of people do storytime videos. I know that my channel is supposed to be like a makeup and do-it-yourself, fashion, whatever channel. But I'm going to do my first story time. I have a lot of story times, but this is one of them that, like, I thought of that I was like, holy shit, I need to do it. And there's another one too that's like fucking super epic, but I need to like think that one over first before I do it. Anyways, this is about like a creepy guy that I didn't know, elderly, just, it was a mess. Okay. So, I work in town, and the bus ride to town is about an hour to 2 hours. So, I live all the way in Waianae, and I live on Oahu. Oahu, it's very common for people to catch the bus. So, I'm catching the bus to work, and as I'm catching the bus to work, I'm just kind of sitting in my seat, minding my own business, looking out the window, and this older, elderly guy, I'm guessing in like his late 70s, like dementia type of guy, gets on the bus and sits right next to me. So you don't really think much of it. It's one of those things in Oahu where whenever somebody sits next to you on the bus, it's kind of like, it's no big deal, you know? Unless it's something that's kind of bothering you, kind of irritating you. We don't talk to each other. So it's, it's really no big deal. It's just our ride to work or our ride to wherever we need to go to. Um, so I'm sitting there and, I'm kind of just minding my own business. And he kind of points for me to ring the little bell thing. So, like, there's this little bell where you pull to ring it so they stop at the next stop. So he kind of like, signals, asks me to pull it. So I pull it, and I'm kind of sitting there. And when the bus is about to stop and he's about to get off, he gets up and he tells me, he basically taps me like this and goes, and I'm like, what? Huh? The fuck? And so I'm like sitting there for a second, like, what the fuck did he forget something? And he's like, come on. We go home, we go eat and we go home. Come on. And I'm like, what? I I don't know you. You have me mistaken for somebody else. And I generally just thought, okay, maybe he, will remember that he doesn't know me or something. I don't know why, but yeah. So he insisted, okay, like, as in, he was like trying to get me to come with him, like actually coming up to me, trying to pull my hand, and I'm like, no, what the hell is wrong with you? And he's elderly, and everyone's looking at me. Like, people start to look at me, and I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? Like, somebody save me. So, I actually just sat there for a little bit, and I didn't know what to do. I was kind of like, what? And so I landed up telling him finally, like, after I was like, I don't know you. I do not know you. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know you. You have me mistaken for somebody else. I don't know you. Okay, it did not end there. So, after this goes on for maybe like 10 minutes. After this goes on for 10 minutes, he's trying to tell me to get off the bus. He goes up to the bus driver in the front and tells the bus driver, I don't know what he says to her, but he says something. He basically tells her something like, "Oh, she doesn't want to get off the bus and come home with me. We need to go home." I couldn't hear it because I was at the back of the bus, but I could see what he was saying. Like, I kind of see his mouth moving, and he was basically telling her, I need to take her. We need to go home, and I'm like, so I finally get up out of my seat, and I'm like, fuck this shit. So I walk to the front, and I tell the bus driver, I don't know who he is. Like, I've never seen him in my life, ever. And I never have ever seen this person in my life. He is like late, like I said, like late 70s. I don't know how old people really look. All I know is that when it's some guy that's like super old, call him an old guy, But I was legit like, oh my god, what is going on here? I normally you run into people on the bus sometimes and you'll see them, often or every once in a while whenever you ride the bus. But I have never seen this guy in my life ever. So I go up to the bus driver and I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I don't know him. I don't know him. And I'm telling him, I don't know you. I don't know who the fuck you are. Like, you have me mistaken for somebody else. I don't know you. And so finally, he's like basically trying to touch me, trying to talk to me, like telling me, we go home, go eat. We go eat and we go home. And I was like, no. So some other lady is like, hey, no, leave her alone. She says she doesn't know you. Leave her alone. So the bus driver is just like, are you guys fucking sit down? Just sit down right here. It was like some older like lesbian lady. She was like, sit down right here. Don't move. Just sit down right there. And so I guess it was to watch, make sure that, watch. They had to, this is like a bus of maybe 30 people. 30 to 40 people. Because of him, like because of the whole situation, they needed to call everybody off the bus because they needed to call the cops and figure out what the fuck to do. Basically, I couldn't get off the bus and he couldn't get off the bus because he insisted that he knew me. And the lady was like, you've never seen him before in your life. And I was like, no, I don't know who the fuck he is. I'm on my way to work. Like, what do I do? And so she's like, hey, you gotta sit down. You gotta stay on the bus. And you gotta stay on the bus because I want you to be safe. I don't want him to follow you. So you gotta stay here. So I was like, okay. But we were still on the same bus. So the cops wound up coming. And the cops basically called me outside. Because the reason why she had called the cops was she called the cops because she had to. I guess it's like protocol. But what had ended up happening was she was telling me when we were on the way there, she was like, okay, I gotta call the cops because what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and see if I can get him off the bus and I can just take you directly. But all these other people had to get off the bus because of this fucking guy and like get on another bus. And it was ridiculous. Like, I was just like, bro, are you serious right now? And so, they finally come, the cops come, and the cops are like, you don't know him? And I'm like, no. Do I look like I know him? He's like ancient. Do I look like I know an ancient person? Like, if I knew an ancient person, I'd probably be visiting them in the freaking hospital. What the hell? So, after all this drama, they end up telling me, you have to catch the bus. Like, you have to catch a different bus. We're going to send him off on this bus so he doesn't follow you. But you have to catch a different bus. And I was like, what? Bruh. I'm already late for work because this motherfucker decides that he's going to fucking just randomly pick a random girl on the bus and just happen to be me. And now I'm going to be late for work because of all this bullshit. What the fuck? So he was like, well, we're on the main bus line right now. And I was like, I'm fucking aware of that right now. But I still had to get on another bus and like catch the bus to work. So I walked to the bus stop, got the next bus, got to work, and was super fucking irritated because I was late. I was like literally an hour late. Yeah. So that is the time that I got stalked by a creepy old guy. If you had a similar experience, please comment down below, like the video, or I would love to hear your guys' stories so I can just be like, okay, you get what I mean, like you get what I'm saying. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, thumbs up, leave a comment down below, or subscribe. More videos to come. So until the next video, I will see you guys later. Bye.